It's funny, when our first election, I was anti-union. You know, I was raised as a conservative Republican, anti-union. I never questioned it, and when I came to Delta and I was hired 21 years ago, I always said, and it's great, they're not a union either. And I had no idea what I was talking about. I just thought union bad. Union is like people in the North, industrial revolution and militant striking, and that's not me. When we had this last election, Joanne Smith said, "This may be the most important decision of your career. Please do your research." So I did my research. I read Delta's literature, I read everything AFA was saying, and then I went beyond that. I studied newspaper articles. I went into the SEC Form 4 documents. MSN Money said Delta flight attendants are better off with the union. I could not find one single thing, one shred of evidence that would show that not having a union is better than having one.
I usually don't work with the union. I'm just entrenched in this thing, and I'm about as far into it as I can get. And that's not historically been my stance. I've always been a union member, didn't even always wear my pin, always paid my dues, just took it for granted that it was there.
I have not always been a union supporter. Probably it happened maybe in the early 90s when they started to change things, and they would just change our work rules at a whim and change our pay and benefits, and we had no say whatsoever in anything.
When I started at Delta in training, I believed strongly in the philosophy that we didn't need representation because the company would take care of us. And I subscribed to that theory for the first year and a half of flying until I started to see what kinds of treatment the employees got from managers. And I felt that it was just very unfair, and that the employees had no say in the work rules and how scheduling awarded trips, how reserves were treated, being piggybacked in Atlanta. And I understand that things happen when there's weather that rolls in or extreme circumstances. The wind blows through Atlanta and you're rerouted, and it's just for no reason. It's just ridiculous. We have no say in these things, and with representation and work rule is violated, there's a grievance process. And right now, to file a grievance at Delta Airlines for a flight attendant just does not exist.
I haven't always been a union supporter. In fact, when we started the campaign back when my husband and I, both flight attendants, we were in New York, and I wasn't for the union, and he was. And all he had to tell me one day is, "You have insurance for your car, we have life insurance. Just look at it as insurance for our job." And I thought about it, and I said, you know, you're right. That's what it is. Having a union, having a contract is a form of insurance.
When I was anti-union, before I got involved in all of this campaigning, I assumed it was more militant. I thought that the Northwest flight attendants were militant, and I found it to be completely the opposite. Actually, I'm founding a fraternity and a brotherhood and people that really care about one another. It was nothing that I had originally thought. In fact, I'd be honored to be part of a union with the Northwest flight attendants, with all of us together, working together. That's the family.